Hey, this video is brought to you by the new platformer Nico de Rico, The Magical World. Stick around to learn more later in the video.
Welcome back to Yahtzee Tries, where for the first two games this week we've got a rather obvious connecting theme, namely, movie tie-in monster survival games that kind of suck. Starting with A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead. And we're playing as Alex, and this is our BFF Martin.
Not to be confused for Marty.
Ooh, hachi machi.
Where the hell did he go? He literally just went round the corner, you were watching. He's like Batman when you turn around.
Every damn time.
One can certainly see the thought process behind this. Someone took A Quiet Place, a horror franchise centered around the world being infested with monsters that kill you instantly if you make any noise, and said, hey, wouldn't this make a pretty good concept for a stealth-focused video game? And then A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead came along and said, no, it bloody well wouldn't. See? So very efficiently chose some nice plant assets from some online store somewhere. So we haven't even introduced any monsters and we're already dying. This is how capable a protagonist we're dealing with here. So if there's a roll of thunder, did the monsters react to that? Do they all like burst out of the ground going "Arr, arr, arr, arr," and then all feel really stupid? Someone ran out of post-it notes. I mean, yes, the premise is basically Pac-Man with extra steps, but the implementation we've got here turns into one very prolonged token stealth mission where you get instantly failed for the slightest mistake, like accidentally kicking a can on the floor that the first-person perspective meant you couldn't bloody see, and successful gameplay looks like crawling slowly through linear environments like a wheelchair-bound slug. Why the fuck would you want to give birth to a baby in a world where no one can make any noise?
No, if I remember, they put it in a cooler.
Well, I don't think that baby's going to have the best quality of life. The poignant children's drawing method of storytelling. And this is Uncle Ralph.
And it is a
glove.
I got gloves for my glove action figure.
Perhaps it would have helped if the game's protagonist hadn't been the most useless fucking lump in the history of apocalypse fiction. The central gameplay mechanic being that she has asthma and can't get too stressed in case she gives away her position struggling to breathe. But the game has a pretty loose definition of what constitutes stressful activity, so Alex and everyone in her vicinity has a near brush with death every time she has to navigate a waist-high obstacle or move a mildly heavy object. She also pops pills like M&Ms and apparently has really weak pull-out game. Yeah, but could I possibly play as someone who isn't a complete liability? Like this guy. Can I play as this guy? He seems like he's got his shit together.
This dude's gonna die.
Now, what on earth makes you think that? Am I gonna be a liability? After all, he couldn't just die. He had to die because the main character was being completely fucking useless. Yeah, well, obviously he was gonna die. And he was gonna die because of us. Because we're a complete fuck-up. You'd think the apocalypse would weed out people like this, but people around Alex seem to keep sacrificing themselves for her. Which I get. Complete helplessness triggers people's protective instincts. If you had to pick between letting a newborn baby or a drug dealer into your survival shelter, your emotional brain would go with the former. But after 2 weeks trying to source baby formula in the post-apocalypse, you'll start feeling like you could do with a bit of meth right now. Hey, quiet down, you'll bring the monsters over.
Oh, yeah.
And our second movie tie-in monster survival game that kinda sucks is Kong Survivor's Instinct. Now that's an embarrassing dad run animation. Not like that.
Oh, no. Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah, you wanted King Kong, there he is.
he just leaped over to you.
Apparently directly tied into the quote-unquote monsterverse, which we are of course all invested in and give lots of shit about. The game focuses on human survivors trapped in a city where King Kong and all his grossly overweight chums are partying. Sort of like This War of Mine, but with megafauna. Growl, nothing stops hairy dad from rescuing his daughter. Rawr! I'll tear the door apart.
Looks like a way through.
It's called a street, David.
Are the set pieces at least fun?
No.
Oh,
I'm coming, baby. It's a side-on realistic platformer that I guess you'd call a Metroidvania. The Steam page certainly does, but it doesn't feel like one to me. You do unlock abilities as you go to open up different obstacles, but there's no reason to revisit previous areas. You're mostly herded through a linear sequence of generator starting and block pushing puzzles, and new abilities don't change that much. They just add rainbow sprinkles to a turd. Now it's a Metroidvania that completely goes across a perfectly linear line. Hey, Kong, you bellend. You caused the end of a bell. Well, I don't know what they plan to do with it, but I imagine it's probably smarter than summoning King Kong over to get rid of a temporary obstacle that we could easily have walked around. Frequently, some very tokenly crowbarred-in combat occurs when some dudes line up in single file for an ass-whooping, and every now and again you get embroiled in a cinematic kaiju fight, where if you don't do exactly the thing the game intended you to do, then you die and start again. So hope you don't get delayed by clunky animation transitions, though you bloody well will. Yes.
Those animations are funny.
Hell yeah! That was dangerous, but it worked.
Yeah, there was absolutely no other solution to that problem.
The prime of his life.
Yeah,
Should've-
you probably killed him, asshole.
The character should have said, damn, hope nobody was in that train.
You play as a fairly archetypal hairy dad who goes into the stricken city looking for his adult daughter, but broadly universal motive aside, I can't like the guy, as he's clearly shown very little interest in his daughter up until this opportunity to play the hero, embarrass her in front of her mates, and make sure Mothra isn't inviting her to any wild parties. Dad smash! And most of the floors as well, it turns out.
Yeah, no, who built all this infrastructure?
Probably put together very cheaply because it's just going to get destroyed by King Kong again. Just like put everyone in like plastic modules. The dialogue always seems weirdly stilted, which one might conceivably attribute to everyone in the world now having grown used to their home possibly being flattened by a giant spider at any moment, but it still takes me out of things. Shit. I'd better dash through the bullet. I guess it's just like saying, do you like that? After hitting someone. No, I don't actually. It hurt. Biff. Biff. Biff again. Ow. Biff. 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 You, stand over there. Biff. 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 Nevertheless, I'd say Kong Survivor's Instinct has a clear purpose. If you've ever watched a giant monster film and found yourself worrying about all the people that might have been in a random building that got destroyed by the monster's flailing limbs, now you can play this game and go, phew, I needn't have worried. Turns out everyone in that building was a complete shithead. Carry on, Godzilla. Oh shit.
No freaking way.
It's a set piece.
No freaking way.
That's pretty mild language. Oh, I'm dead.
This video is brought to you by Nico DeRico, The Magical World, a new vibrant platforming adventure now available on consoles. Tap into your inner child as you run, jump, swing, and swim your way across colorful 2D and 3D levels filled with shiny collectibles, rideable animal mounts, and all sorts of baddies trying to ruin your day. Just be sure to crank up the volume as you listen to the dulcet tones of David Wise, the composer you probably know from the Donkey Kong Country franchise, or for being the touring bass player of the band Tool. And just one of those things is a lie. Also, if you're one of those lucky people who has friends and or loved ones, the two of you can play together via couch co-op. Look at you two, not dying alone. What a concept. Nico DeRico, The Magical World is available now on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series X and S. Head on over to the link in the description to start your adventure today.
Our next game, breaking with the established theme now, is Psychopomp Gold, a game that was randomly recommended to me and I thought I'd take a look at because it had that unique surreal post-punk thing going on that always fires my interest. Here's something that looks like it could be in a boss in Persona 3. Man, caching shaders. I thought it was only AAA games that had to do that. Okay, oh, well, here's the door.
I bet you're going to key that door. What about the syringe? Maybe you want to syringe that door.
In it, we play a mad lady with a hammer and starey eyes and a big smile who apparently built some kind of psychic hat that enables them to explore surreal dungeons below everyday locations, where she uses her hammer to smash bizarre, hostile, satirical monsters, as well as to smash bizarre, completely friendly satirical monsters, and basically anything else that looks at her funny, because when all you've got is a hammer, etc. Stroke the dog.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh!
Hit the dog with a hammer.
Oh no!
Oh man, suddenly it's gone all earthboundy on us. Why are there 4 zeros but no 0 button?
Oh no, she's not anything anymore. What happened?
I don't know, but I got an achievement for it. This is an interesting one. It controls in the very retro, grid-based dungeon-crawling manner reminiscent of Might and Magic and more recently evoked by Cryptmaster, complete with very, very retro verb buttons allowing us to look, touch, speak, and of course, smash with hammer. Thus equipped, we explore the surreal dungeons and try to figure out what the flippin' buggery we're supposed to be doing.
What's going on with that meat?
Okay, what the fuck is this game? I'm gonna kill everything. And, oh shit.
Ah!
Die! Die!
Ah!
Oh, spiders! Spiders!
You swore.
Oh no, cussies.
Now, cards on the table, this is exactly the kind of nutty stream of consciousness shit I want to see in indie gaming. I want to see more developers make the games that make sense to literally only themselves and possibly their therapist. I'm not sure I like only being able to move via grid squares, but if that's what was necessary to make whatever artistic statement you were making, then go nuts. At least it gives it a unique flair. I can't examine it. I can't examine anything all of a sudden.
Oh no.
Well, jeez.
You've been psychopomped.
Whoa. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Hammer. Eat my hammer.
Looks like something getting its hump on. Something's humping the or.
Uh-oh. Ow.
What happened? Is there a thing?
Something killed me, and I couldn't see what it was. I note, however, that the monsters you fight don't seem to be restricted to grid movement, and frankly the whole combat element is kind of obnoxious, since backtracking seems to be your only means of defense. But nevertheless, it's an experience unlike any other, and therefore worthy of existence. Well, I say any other. It reminds me of Cruelty Squad and Lunacid and several other things, and the general vibe reminds me of those surreal, arty multimedia experiences they used to put out back in the 90s when the CD-ROM was new and exciting technology. But hell, I haven't played many of those lately. Our final game gets things back on theme. Crowded Followed, a game that is not officially adapted from the movie It Follows, but certainly passed a lot of notes to it in class. Okay, fine. You twisted my arm. We'll switch to controller.
If you say so.
Gunshots! Exclamation mark. Contrary to my usual policy with films, I have actually seen It Follows.
No, it's following.
Much like A Quiet Place, it takes a high-concept horror movie pitch that certainly seems like it would make a good basis for a video game mechanic, and proceeds to fuck it up royally. And also both games revolve around asthma inhalers in a curious parallel. I could use a sandwich.
Play the real way. Which
Oh,
is
Jesus! Help! You're an idiot homeless dude who nicks the wrong briefcase and now is getting chased forever by a relentless monster only you can see that can only move at a fast walking pace. We have to navigate crowded environments, completing simple objectives while staying one step ahead of our stalker and not coughing up our own lungs. Yeah, that's where the asthma mechanic comes in. I get that both this and A Quiet Place are casting us as disabled characters to heighten the threat of the monster, but something's gone wrong if I end up feeling more irritated and frustrated than scared. I mean, fuck escaping from Hellstalkers, this dude's in trouble on a moderate nature hike. I'm a homeless person with no shame.
What if we use the inhaler on the monster?
No.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think you like this game.
Was that coming across? Whoa. Maybe I just don't deserve to live. Maybe that's why I'm a homeless. I kept getting stuck in an inescapable gameplay loop, using up all my stamina to escape the stalker, and then having to slow down to shake my inhaler like a maraca for so long that the stalker had time to catch up with me again. This was on the second easiest difficulty. I know I could have switched to easiest, but I have some pride, god damn it. No!
Shit!
Oh, why's the brightness turned all the way down? And the gamma.
Because no one said I couldn't change the gamma.
Fuck.
I'm gonna be honest. Fuck is the correct.
Fucking hell.
Like.
Nah. Even knowing it's a short concept game, it made me irritated enough to not want to finish it, so I'd call that a thumbs down. I've got some suggestions for improvements. Generally ease up on the lung economy, slow the monster down a bit, and maybe give us a button that lets us look over our shoulder like in Silent Hill Shattered Memories. Although I wouldn't put it past the fragile motherfucker to break his own neck doing that. It sucks balls. Go away. This game is annoying. I have increasingly low opinions.
Yahtzee tried and Yahtzee did not enjoy.
Yahtzee tried, and that's all Yahtzee is obliged to do. Well, it's possible I just suck. I have done cocaine. I don't think it's speeded up my writing, although it sped up my talking speed for a while. There was a period when virtually everything got its own pasta shapes in sauce in a can.
We used to be a country. If you tried asking what your father's true name is, you might be surprised. You're just a simple man with a dog in his chest. That's all. Are you excited for Sonic the Hedgehog the Film 3 this Christmas?
Oh yeah, really champing at the old bit there.
The echo of Bill Clinton, so we could summon Bill Clinton in various battles throughout Hyrule to help us against bosses. I think that'd be nice.
320. Smoke weed, some of the day.
Believe in these nuts. This one's for you, Nick.
You don't spray paint like all your stairs yellow so you know where to go?
I'm afraid that's never occurred to me, no. I want to be more than just my height, you know? I want people to look at me and go, hey, there's that famous writer person who happens to be tall. And not just, hey, there's that tall person.